Have you ever felt that you don't fit in? Not in a room, not in a city, not in a group, but in this world. As if everything were designed for another kind of being. As if the noise of the system tried to silence something deep within you. Some call it anxiety, others an existential crisis. But some recognize it for what it really is. An echo, a call, a vibration that resonates with something beyond this tangible reality. As if your soul remembered an ancient language, one that existed even before your first breath. And when no one can explain why you feel what you feel, you begin to wonder, what if I'm not like the others? What if I came here with a purpose I still can't fathom? Maybe, just maybe, you are one of them, one of the chosen. It's not a title, it's not a privilege, it's a burden. But it's also a revelation. Because there are souls that don't entirely belong to this world, lives woven with threads of light, walking among shadows, seeking to awaken something dormant. Since childhood, the chosen feel the invisible weight of something inexplicable, a subtle but constant sense of strangeness. It's not sadness, it's not confusion. It's as if their soul knows it came from another place, a place where harmony is not a goal, but a natural state of being. Have you felt it? That silence within the chaos, that intuition whispering things you can't prove, those tears that spring at a melody that for others is just music. That shiver when you enter a room and know, without knowing how, that something isn't right. It's not imagination, it's sensitivity, a sensitivity that can't be bought, learned or trained. An acute perception that pierces the world's masks and connects with the essential. The chosen don't have superpowers. They have wounds, they have scars, they have deep pains that aren't always visible, but that vibrate in every decision they make. And yet, they rise. They always rise. Because something inside them tells them they didn't come to give up. They came to transform. Did you know there are people who seem to attract impossible coincidences? Who think of someone, and that someone calls, who dream of places, and then find them, who sense danger before it happens. They're not crazy, they're aligned with an invisible network that connects everything that exists. The universe isn't random chaos, it's a vibratory system. And some can read its patterns like others read a book. They call that synchronicity. But for the chosen, those synchronicities aren't mere coincidences. They're messages, they're signs, they're confirmations that they aren't alone, that they're being guided by something unseen, but ever present. And on that path, there are tests. The universe doesn't choose the strongest. It chooses the most sensitive, because only those who feel deeply can heal deeply. And the chosen are healers, even if they don't know it, even if they've never studied medicine, energy, or therapy. Their mere presence transforms. Their gaze brings peace. Their voice soothes. Their listening relieves. Has anyone ever told you, "I don't know why, but I feel better with you"? That is the sign. But not everything is light, because being chosen also means being attacked, not physically, energetically. People of dense energy feel your vibration and reject it. Some envy you, others lash out at you for no apparent reason. But the universe observes, and the chosen are protected by a higher law, the law of immediate karma. When someone harms a chosen one, it's not without consequences, because their energy is so aligned with the frequency of love that any attempt to destroy it rebounds, like a wave that cannot be contained. It's not revenge, it's balance. And that is why the chosen, though they may fall, are never completely broken. Something always holds them up. Life may bend them, But it never crushes them, because there is a mission waiting, a silent promise signed long before they were born. Most of them don't remember it, but they feel the urge, the need to help, to protect, to console. They cannot see suffering without doing something. They cannot ignore another's pain. They don't do it for recognition. They do it because they don't know how not to. Because inside them, a voice reminds them, "You came to serve." And in that service, they find their greatest strength. When others grow tired of listening, they remain. When others flee from chaos, they move toward the heart of the wound. And in the midst of that pain, they bring light. That isn't coincidence. It's a sacred pact. One renewed each time they help a soul remember who it is. The chosen also have a different relationship with nature. They don't see it as a landscape. They feel it as a temple. A tree isn't an object. It's a being. A breeze isn't just air. It's a whisper. An animal isn't just a companion. It's a brother. That is why many of them prefer solitude. But they never feel completely alone. Because when they withdraw from human noise, they hear the melodies of the universe. And in that sacred solitude, their soul recharges. It organizes. It prepares. And then they see clearly. Their intuition shows the way. Not with maps, not with instructions, but with certainties that arise from the heart. And when they act from there, life aligns, everything flows, everything falls into place. And in those moments, they understand. They understand they are not mere humans having spiritual experiences. They are spiritual beings, temporarily living in a human body. But they also know something more. That this world is not what it seems. That behind routine, politics, entertainment, the system, there is a veil. And they were born to lift it. To open breaches of consciousness. To ignite flames where there is only darkness. That is why they suffer. That is why they doubt. That is why, sometimes, they want to give up. Because what they came to do is not easy. But every tear, every fall, every dark night is part of the awakening. And the universe does not abandon its messengers. It sends them signs. It sends them synchronicities. It sends them people who remind them of what they have forgotten. This video is one of them. If you've made it this far, it's no coincidence. It's because something inside you needed it, searched for it, called for it. Perhaps you didn't know. Perhaps you only sensed, but now you know. You're not here to adapt. You're here to elevate. You're not here to fit in. You're here to remind others who they are. And if it hurts, if sometimes you feel no one understands you, remember this. Darkness always fears one who carries light, and you are light. You are one of the chosen, and you are not alone. Others, like you, are awakening, and when they meet, the world will change. Until then, stay awake. But there is more, something not everyone dares to face. The chosen, beyond their sensitivity, beyond their intuition, possess a sleeping memory. A memory not stored in their mind nor in their recollections of this life. It's encoded in their soul, an ancient truth, a sacred knowledge lying dormant, waiting to be activated. When the everyday crumbles, when everything seems meaningless, that memory begins to stir. And then something extraordinary happens. Dreams that are not dreams. Inner voices that are not thoughts. Fragments of other existences, images inexplicable by logic, yet more real than any memory of this life. Many chosen have lived other lives, not metaphorically, literally, and they carry the wisdom of multiple incarnations, warriors of light, guardians of knowledge, weavers of balance, sowers of consciousness in vanished civilizations. Have you been drawn to an ancient culture without knowing why? Felt nostalgia for places you've never been? Cried at hearing a language you don't understand? It's no coincidence. It's resonance. You resonate with something your soul recalls, even if your mind can't yet comprehend. And at that point, many feel vertigo, because they begin to realize they are not just a body with a name and a personal history. They are part of something much greater, something transcending the line of time and the limits of this incarnation. And there, the second phase of awakening begins, a silent stage, invisible to the world, where the chosen confront their greatest shadow. Because before expanding, they must empty themselves. And this is a secret few speak of. To remember who they are, they must first unlearn all they believe themselves to be. Relationships that end for no reason, jobs that no longer fulfill, friendships that fade, belief systems that collapse. The identity they built begins to dissolve. It's not destruction, it's purification. The soul is reclaiming its space, and it cannot flourish if trapped by what others said it should be. The chosen pass through this threshold like a rite of passage. It's the dark night of the soul, a period where nothing makes sense, but everything is being reordered. It's here that many feel lost, but it's precisely here that the soul begins to speak louder, and those who resist the urge to give up begin to see. They see beyond the visible and discover the world is not as solid as it appears, because another ability awakened in the chosen is energetic vision. Not with physical eyes, but with the soul's subtle field. They start to perceive the truth behind words, the intentions behind gestures, the wounds behind masks. And with that, a new capacity arises. Spiritual discernment. It's not judgment, it's clarity. It's the ability to see without veils, to know who aligns with light and who with manipulation, who is asleep and who is remembering. And this discernment is vital, because in a world where confusion has been normalized, where the superficial is presented as profound, the chosen are lighthouses, not for what they say, but for what they are. They are like mirrors. They don't show what people want to see. They show what the soul needs to remember, and that makes people uncomfortable. The chosen, walking among the asleep, provoke intense reactions, not because they do something, but because their mere presence activates things, hidden truths, unhealed wounds, repressed desires. They are catalysts of awakening. And that's one reason they're often rejected, but they're not here to be accepted. They're here to open doors. And now, let's speak of one of the most invisible yet potent signs the chosen bear. We are not alone. The chosen one's soul, upon reaching certain frequencies, begins to receive information directly from higher dimensions. These aren't hallucinations. They're transmissions, images, symbols, words arriving at crucial moments, sensations guiding decisions, ideas emerging from nowhere, yet transforming everything. They are the guides, the invisible teachers, the allied consciousnesses accompanying each chosen on their path. Have you ever, in the midst of chaos, heard a phrase within you that calmed you? Or right when you were about to give up, a precise sign appeared? These aren't accidents. They are communications from the subtle plane. And the chosen, by virtue of their vibration, become living receivers of these messages. Some channel them. Others dream them. Others translate them into art, writing, or speech. But all the chosen, sooner or later, recognize they are not alone. And that connection gives them the strength to continue when everything seems lost. And now, pay attention, because there is a hidden truth distorted for centuries. The The chosen are not special because they have powers. They are special because they chose to remember. They chose to awaken in a world designed to sleep. They chose to love in a system that promotes fear. They chose to feel in a culture that glorifies disconnection. They chose to see when everyone else prefers to look away. And in that choice, there is a sacrifice, because there is no awakening without renunciation, no expansion without grief, no mission without trials. And here comes the rawest secret. Many have endured abuse, abandonment, injustice, unexplained illnesses, devastating losses, because their soul chose to experience darkness in order to bring light from within. Only those who have been broken can teach healing. Only those who have walked in shadow can guide others to clarity. And that is what makes them authentic. Not perfection, not morality, but the integrity of having endured hell, and yet continuing to choose the light. The chosen are not saints, they are awakened humans. And that is more powerful than any supernatural gift, because their transformation is real. It is lived, felt, sweated, cried. And the universe honors that. That is why it protects them. That is why it guides them. That is why, even when they seem alone, there is always someone supporting them. And before closing this message, there is something you must know. The chosen are beginning to find each other. They are awakening at the same time in different parts of the world. Some recognize each other with a glance. Others through words like these. There are no hierarchies, no leaders, no structures. There is vibration, a silent frequency expanding like a web of light across the planet. A network activating key points, key hearts, key consciousnesses. And you, if you have come this far, if something inside you has beat differently, if you have felt that these words are not just heard, they are remembered, then you too are part of that network. You are one of those hidden pieces beginning to fit. You are here for something greater than you were ever told. And even if you don't fully understand it now, your soul knows. Stay alert, because the signs will keep coming. And your mission is still unfolding. Do not give up, because the world to come needs you awake. The chosen do not change the world with speeches, they do it with presence. Because wherever an awakened soul walks, darkness reorganizes. Wherever an authentic heart vibrates, masks begin to fall. Wherever a true being shows up, the veil cracks. You don't need to become anything. You only need to remember what you already are. And do you know the greatest lie they've made you believe? That you are broken, that you are lost, that you are small. But the truth is otherwise. You are a portal to the sacred, to the invisible, to the eternal. The chosen are not superior. They are older, more conscious, freer, and now they are remembering. And that changes everything. Do you feel it? That fire igniting in your chest. It's not emotion, it's activation. It's your soul saying, I am ready. And now that you have arrived here, I have one last question for you. One that only a chosen can answer truthfully. Are you willing to walk without guarantees, but with purpose? To move forward when everything seems uncertain, guided only by the voice of your soul? To be light in a world accustomed to living in shadow, because if you are, you have no idea what's coming. However, one thing is certain. You will not be alone. Look at the comments. Read, feel, connect. The network is alive. And you are a node. Now, do something symbolic. A small gesture to seal this moment. Write in the comments, I am awake. That way, we'll know you're here, that you belong. that you have remembered. And if this has resonated with you, if something inside you has vibrated inexplicably, subscribe, not for numbers, not for statistics, but because on this channel you are not alone. You are among souls who have also begun to see. Each new video will be a spark, each word a key, and each meeting a revelation. Here we don't follow trends, we follow the frequency. And now, breathe. Close your eyes if you can, and listen to these final words with an open soul. The Matrix does not fear you because you're a rebel. It fears you because you're free. Darkness is not scared by your anger. It is scared by your light. You didn't come to survive. You came to awaken memories dormant in others simply by existing. So when the world calls you crazy, smile. Because you are. Crazy in a world that has forgotten how to love. And perhaps that is the most sane thing you can be. See you in the next awakening.